Hi friends, in this video we will discuss most important OpenAIM tree nodes configuration. So these nodes are we are using frequently in OpenAIM trees creation. Okay, and also these are very important and very basic nodes for any authentication mechanism. Okay, so what are the most important OpenAIM tree nodes? See, here we have username collector node, password collector node, data store decision node, zero page login and page node, retrieve limit and lockout node, one time password, persistent cookie node, persistent cookie plus one time password node, LDAP decision node, choice collector node plus login with OTP or password, and message node and OpenID connect node. So I'm explaining. I have already shared the each node wise videos, but I have consolidating all the videos into one video, so you can go through this one in one video itself. Yeah, first we will discuss data store decision node. So data store decision containing username collector and password collector nodes. Okay. Hi friends, in this video I'm going to show how to configure OpenAIM data store decision node. Okay. So first of all, log in into OpenAIM application. So this is the OpenAIM URL. So log in into AM admin username. Sorry, here again logged out. Okay. AM admin 1234. Yeah. So there is a two realms. Now I am going to configuring in the employee realm. In the employee realm, so go to authentication. There is a trees. So here we have to create tree. Give auth node test. Click on create. So by default, start and failure node came. So now we have to create the tree nodes. First, we need to collect the username, and so we have to start with the username, and then we need password. So we need to use password collector node. Then join with username with the password collector, and then we need data store decision to do authentication. We have to join with data store decision. So data store decision having two outcomes. One is true and second one is false. So false, it will go to the failure nodes. It's a true node, true outcome. It has to go to success node. Okay. So you can click on auto layout. It will be ordered. So click on save. Now, so when you execute this auth node test, first it will ask username and then password and then data store decision. So once authentication is successful, then it will go to success. If it is failed, it will go to the failure. So how to access this tree in the employee level? Okay. So first click on logout. So better you can open any new private window. So better because of OpenAIM using cookie concept, correct? So now OpenAIM AM okay, XUL. This is the URL this is the URL you have to remember because we are accessing the employee realm. So you have to type realm equal to employee, okay, and service equal to node test, okay, node test slash login, okay, slash enter. Yeah, see now it is asking only username. Enter username like a demo and password. Click on login button. So authentication is successful. It will display user profile page. Okay. So if you click on logout, so this will not be changed. This URL will not be changed whenever you are doing any operation here. See, you can click here again login. So demo password. See, again click on logout. Okay, this is the data store decision in the OpenAI. Okay. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to get more videos on ForgeRock component, ForgeRock stack. Thank you. Hi friends, in this video I'm going to show zero page login node in OpenAI. How to configure zero page login node in OpenAI. So first of all, go to login into OpenAI application by using AM admin username and password. Yeah, sorry, AM admin 1234. So we have two realms here. So we are going to configuring in the employee realm. Click on employee realm. See, go to authentication and go to trees. So here we can create new tree. Click on create new tree. So zero page login, zero page login node test. Click on create. So here we need zero page login connector. Now click what is the zero page login connector. So it has a two outcomes. One is a has credential and second one is a no credential. So if you have a credential in the header, there is like a X OpenAI username and X OpenAI password, then directly it will go to data store decision to authenticate. If not having credentials, it will ask the username and password. So then how to configure those things? So use username collector and take password collector and take a data store decision. So this is how to configure in between them. So first start button, start with zero page login. If has a credential, directly it will go to, it means that already having the credentials in the header. So then it will go to directly data store decision. If not having credentials, then go to username, and after the username then go to password. After the password it will go to data store decision. So it means that for authentication. So that data store decision having two outcomes, true and false. So if true, it will go to success node. So take success node here. So success node, sorry, success node. So if it is failed, it will go to the failure node. So click on auto layout, it will be ordered. Okay, now see zero page login collector, then it will go to username. If not having no credential, if not, if it is a no credential, then go to username and password and data store decision. If having credentials, then directly it will go to data store decision for authentication. So click on save button. So take this uh, node name. This is the our node tree name. Sorry, not node name. It's a tree name. So click on logout here. Open a new private window. So open this URL amxui slash slash, after that question mark realm equal to employee and service equal to zero page login node. It's equal to zero page login node hash login slash. Yeah, so directly it is almost similar to auth node only. In previous video I have explained auth node. Both are similar, but in this what happening, if we have a credential, directly it will go to the data store decision. Okay, enter the username like a demo and password admin1234. So now we are able to see login. Okay. Yeah, thank you for watching this video. Thank you. Please subscribe and to get latest videos from Narayana tutorial channel. Thank you. Hi friends, in this video I am going to show how to configure page node in OpenAI. Okay, so go to OpenAM application. So this is the OpenAM URL. Enter username and password. AM admin is the admin username. So after login, we have a two realms. So we are going to configuring page node in the employee realm. So click on employee realm. So click on authentication. Click on trees. So create tree. So node page node test. So click on create. So here what is the page node? So click on page node. So what is the page node? The page node accepting multiple nodes. We can drag multiple nodes into page node. Okay. Now we need username and password. So we can drag and drop username collector and password collector. So take username collector here, and we need password collector, and we need a success node also, and we need data store decision. So these nodes we need to complete our authentication mechanism. So the page node we can drag username collector here, and the same way we have to drag password collector. So now start with page node. After collecting username and password, it will go to data store decision. So data store decision having two outcomes. One is the true go for the success, false go for the failure. So click on the auto layout, click on save. Okay, now we need to take page node test is the tree name. We have to use this tree name to authenticate. So click on logout, open new private window, open a URL am. So here we have to enter realm equal to employee ampersand service equal to our page node test. Enter. See, now it is directly asking username and password directly. In previous videos, it was showing only username collector, but in this page node, so we have drag and drop username collector and password collector into one page node. So enter username, demo, and the password. So now we are able to log in into successful. Okay, thank you. Thank you for watching this video. Please give comments and subscribe to get latest videos from Narayana tutorial channel. Thank you. Hey, hi friends. In this video, I am going to show how to configure retrieve limit and account lockout node in the OpenAM. Login into OpenAM application by using AM admin username and password. Yeah. So here we have a two realms. One is a top level realm and employee realm. We have to log in. So I'm going to configuring account lockout and retry limit nodes in the employee realm. So click on employee realm. So go to authentication and trees. So here click on create tree. Retry account ACC lock. So this is the tree name I have given. Okay, you can note down this tree name in somewhere. So click on create. The tree is created. Okay. Now what are the nodes we need for this? I will first drag and drop from left to right. Okay. So we need a success node, and we need a username node, username collector, password collector, data store decision, and okay. First we will configure these nodes. Okay. Click start to username to password, Okay. So these nodes are like right side. So after password collector, give to data store decision. Okay. Suppose after data store decision, if it is incorrect password, okay. So there are two outcomes. One is true and false. If it is true, then it will go to success. If it is false, then you have to how many times you can retry. So you have to use retry limit decision. Okay. Retry limit decision. So if it is a false, then go to retry limit. Okay, here retry limit I have given 3. It means that 3 times you can retry the username and password again. So after 3 times the account will be locked. Okay. So retry, when he is retrieving, we will ask again starting with username. Suppose you enter the any one of the any one of the parameter enter the wrong, either it is a username or password, any combination. Okay, so that's why you are asking for username collector when he enter the incorrect credentials. So okay, retry. So after in the retry limitation, we have a two nodes. One is the retry and the second one is the reject. So reject, I am going to giving failure. It means that it's rejected. After 3 times enter wrong password, so fourth time it is rejected. It went to the failure. So this is the account lockout. This is not still not out of account lockout. This is the retry limitation. Now we will introduce the account lockout. Here we have account lockout. Okay. So rejection, instead of rejection directly going to failure, we can give rejection to account lockout. It means that the account will be locked and the account logout will go to failure. Now you will see again like a username collector, password collector, data store decision. So data store decision true or false. If it is a authentication failed, it will try to retry limit. It will like count will be increased 1 or 2, 3 like that. So it will retry will go to again false user. It will ask username collect username and password. So and when he's entered the more than 3 times per wrong credentials, then we will go to account lockout. Here account will be locked and then redirecting to failure node. Okay, this is a success node. So click on save. Yeah. So now let's see. Now we have a what is the right now you can see that what is the user demo user we have. Demo user we have here, you can see user status is active. So now we'll see login by using the tree. We can enter the wrong password, then here you can see it will be changed to inactive. Okay, now log out here. Now click on new tab, new private window. So type open am slash xva slash realm service employee realm. Here auth node test, in place of service we have to give our tree name, that is a retry account node test slash login. Yeah, first enter the username demo, enter the wrong password, something like that. Then again it is asking, see again it is asking username, give username. Again I am giving correct name, giving wrong password, then click on login. So now still we didn't get the any message. Now again this is the third time I am going to login, entering wrong password. Now again this is the fourth time. See, login failure came. So the fourth time it is came log as a login failure. So it means that account is logged. So let's check that account is account status. Go to OpenAM with by logging admin username and password. Yeah, go to employee, go to identities, click on user. Here you can see inactive. So it was previously active, now it is inactive. So that user unable to log in even by you giving correct username and password after the third time. I am giving right now correct username and password. So still it is going to username and password. Okay. Account failure. So it's not able to log in because of account is inactive status. So you can click user status. You can select the active status. Then you can save changes. Okay. You can click on save changes. Now try to enter the correct username and password here now. See, now we are able to log in. Okay. Now you can log out here. So if you want to disable account, coming to here, select that particular user, which user you want to disable. Then here we have to select inactive. So click on save changes. So now try to log in with that same username by giving correct credentials. It will not be logged in because of the account is inactive status. So it is asking username. Okay. So this is the uh, retry limit and account logout nodes in OpenAIM. Yeah. Thank you for watching this video. Please give comments and subscribe to get latest videos on ForgeRug. Uh, uh, thank you once again. Hi friends, in this video, I'm going to show how to configure one-time password node in OpenAIM. Okay. Go to OpenAIM application and log in by using AIMadmin username and password. Yeah. So here we have two realms. Click on employee realm. Go to authentication and trees. Create tree. So OTP test tree. OTP test node. Okay. Okay. So now first and ask username collector and password collector. Okay. Username collector. Yeah. Here you can use a page node also. So page node will accept multiple nodes. So like username and password. Okay. So start with the page node. Okay. And we have to take data store decision because once we have a credentials, then you have to point to data store decision to authenticate. After authentication, so what is the next step? So we can use OTP. Okay. So we can send OTP to a registered email address, and then we can validate that OTP, and then we can allow the customer for next home page. Okay. So now what is the OTP here? OTP node. So here we have HOTP generator. Okay, HOTP generator. So the one-time password length is 8 characters. Okay, 8 numbers. So once data store decision correct, then we will ask one more level of validation. This is the multi-factor authentication (MFA). Okay. So data store decision, if it is a failed, then you can redirect it to a false failure. Okay. So once it is authentication true, then we'll generate the OTP. That OTP, it is generating. After that, OTP we have to send it to registered email ID. So that is we have to use OTP mail sender. So we have to join OTP generator to OTP mail sender. So OTP mail sender, we need SMTP server details because we have to send OTP to registered email ID of user. So where we have a email server. So here I will tell you one of the best fake SMTP server you can use for the development and testing purpose. Okay, that is the Mailtrap, mailtrap.io. This is the one of the best fake SMTP server. You can subscribe by clicking on the sign up button. So already I have logged in. Already I have registered in this website. That's why it is already logging into the mailtrap.io. So if you don't have account in the Mailtrap, you can sign up by using any Google account also. Yeah. So here we have a demo inbox. Once you are logged in into Mailtrap, there will be a demo inbox. Click on the demo inbox. Here you can see your credentials, your SMTP as credentials. Okay, you have to use these credentials and configure in the OpenAIM server. Okay, so what is this mail server host name? Okay, here you have to get this mail server host name is smtp.mailtrap.io. So put it here. And what is the port? So here the port is any port you can use, but I am going to use a 465. And username, what is the username here? It's a username is dynamically generated here, so use that one. The same password also. So select on the OTP mail sender and password here, and mail from address. So you can give any name, any info dot example dot com from address, email from address. So here it is a email attribute name. So what is the email attribute name? That is a mail, the mail containing the email ID of the customer. So here you have to use no SSL uh, start TLS. Okay, else you can use no SSL TLS. Okay, so and then click on save. Okay, after OTP mail sender, so you have to collect the OTP and we have to validate. So what is the node for that? We have a OTP collector decision. So we have to join sender to decision collector decision. Okay. Here OTP collector decision, it will validate the OTP. So once it is successful, the OTP is correct and entered OTP is correct, then you have to redirect it to success node. Redirect it to success node. Okay. Else, if it is incorrect password, incorrect OTP, then it will be redirecting to failure. Okay. Okay. So click on save. But here one thing I am going to explain one more concept here. You can use here retry limit. Suppose by mistake you entered the wrong OTP, so you can try to enter one more time the correct OTP. Okay. For that we have to use retry limit. Okay. Retry limit. So now how to integrate retry limit for this requirement. Okay. So there is a false, correct? The false going to failure. Instead of going to failure, it will redirect to retry limit. Okay. It means that the password, entering the OTP count will be increased like one time, two times, three times like that. Okay. So maximum you can try three times. Okay. So uh, so here the retry will be enter the OTP again. So here, okay, suppose enter the wrong OTP more than three times, then it is a rejection. So it rejection in the sense go to the failure. Okay. Now click on the auto layout. So I will explain you one more time. So this is the page node. Okay, collecting username and password. It is authentication. So once authentication is successful, then OTP will be generated. OTP after generation, OTP will be sending to registered email ID of the user. After that, user has to enter the OTP. That is the OTP collector decision. Once OTP enter the wrong one, so here we have two outcomes, true and false. If it is a true OTP, if it is a true, then you can go redirect to success node. If it is a false, then you can retry the limit decision. Okay, because the might be the user entered wrong OTP. So you can ask user one more time. You can try with correct OTP. So if he entered the wrong OTP more than three times, according to here, so that process will be failure. So we will redirect it to failure mode. Okay. So saving this one and take this tree name. So copy this tree name here and log out here. Let's try it. Okay. Now open a new window. open new private window. So type OpenAM as AM as XUA Realm, employee Realm, and service equal to this OTP test node / login. Okay. So before that, you can check that user having email ID or not. Okay. Login into your administrator. So go to employee Realm, identities. Here you have a demo user. Here you can see demo@example.com. Okay. So user having email ID. Okay. So now go to our new tab here. So we are in the employee Realm and service is OTP test node. Okay. Enter here demo admin 1234 is the password. Click on login. So the password, the OTP might be incorrect. Okay. Let me try again configuration. Yeah. Can you check that user is properly active or not? Go to identities. Here you can see in identities the account is inactive status. That's why right now user unable to log in. So click on the user and enable it. Click on save changes. Now go to your another browser. This is our service is OTP test node. Okay. Click on the refresh this URL. Now enter the username demo admin 1234. Click on login. So now the OTP will be generated and OTP sending to email. That's why it is taking time. Yeah. So now here it is asking one-time password. So now open the inbox. There is a mail trap inbox. Here you can see you can refresh. So here you have received open a one-time password. Okay. So this is the 8 digits one-time password. Copy this one. Okay, you see here from address we have given in the email configuration. From address is info@example.com. This is the user email ID. This is the one-time password. Copy this one and paste it here. Okay. Suppose you are putting wrong OTP. Okay, I'm typing something like that wrong OTP. So now again it is asking OTP. It means we have implemented retry limit decision. So that's why we are going to asking 3 times you can able to enter the OTP. Okay. Now I am entering correct OTP. Now it's going to log in into application. Okay. This is the retry limit. Not retry limit. This is the one OTP. Like that is a one-time password. One-time password node. With multiple with different types of nodes. This is the I will show you one more time here. That is this is the our complete configuration. Okay. Thank you for watching this video. Please give comments and subscribe to Narayana tutorial channel to get latest videos on 4.0 stack. Thank you. Hi friends. In this video, I will show you how to configure persistent cookie node in OpenAM. Okay. So first of all, what is a persistent cookie? So generally cookies are two types. One is session cookies and persistent cookies. Session cookies, once authentication, it stores it in the web browser. Okay. Persistent cookies, once authentication, store it in the web browser subfolders. That is a hard disk. Session cookies calling it as a temporary cookies. Okay. Persistent cookies calling it as a permanent cookies. Session cookies will be deleted when the browser closed. Persistent cookies will not be deleted when the browser closed until you delete them manually or your browser deletes them based on the duration period. Okay. Fourth point. Session cookies login required when you go back to the website after close the web browser. It means you have, suppose you close the browser, again you open the browser and accessing the your website, then it will ask credentials to log in into the website. But here login not required when you go back to the website after close the web browser. Okay. Fifth point, a session cookies enables a website will not remember you on subsequent visits. So every time you need to log in again. But in persistent cookies enables a website to remember you on subsequent visits, speeding up or enhancing your experience of services or functions upper. Okay. Now I will show you how to configure persistent cookies in OpenAI. This is the OpenAI URL in my system. Okay. So if not installed OpenAI, you can install by seeing videos. The video links I have given in the description. So I am entering username and password here. Yeah, here we have two realms. I'm going to configuring in the employee realm. So here we have to go to authentication and trees. Okay. So click on create tree. So you can give any name here, persistent or test. Okay. You can give any name here, nothing problem. Yeah, here we have a by default start and failure nodes. Okay. So first we need to get the persistent cookie decision. Okay. You have to drag start from to persistent cookie decision. So here you can see right side we have properties ideal time. Okay, this is like a ideal time, the hours, 5 hours. So till 5 hours the cookie will be in active status. After 5 hours it will be inactivated if you are not accessing that website. Okay, so you have enforcement client IP and use secure cookie. Use secure cookie, you can use it when we have a HTTPS protocol. Right now we are not using here HTTPS, we are using only HTTP, so you have to disable. So here we have to enable use HTTP only cookie. Here HMAC sign in key. So what is this? Here base 64 encoded 256 bit key to use for HMAC sign in of the cookie. So we need one key should be signed with base 64. Okay, SHA 256 bit key. So here you can use any. So we have a in online we have a many website to get the encryption keys and all. So you can use one of the best one like amn178.github.com. So you can use this URL. I will mention in the description link. Okay, so this is my key. So that key is encrypted to like this. Take this one and paste it here, and this is the persistent cookie name. This is the cookie name storing in the browser. Okay, so I will show you where in the browser it is. Okay, so click on save just for this temporary save. So after the so persistent cookie decision we have a two outcomes, one is true and false. Suppose persistent cookie existing, then what we have to do? So we have to redirect it to success node. Okay, success node, it means that no need to enter the credentials directly, it will go to home or success phase. Okay, okay, if persistent cookie not exist, then what we have to do? We have to ask credentials. So for that we have to use the username collector node. Okay, so false, drag to username collector. After username, what input you want? Password collector. Okay, so drag username to password collector. So after password collector we need to authenticate. So what is that node? Data store decision. So drag password collector to data store decision. Okay, so password data store decision having two outcomes, one true and false. So true and false, Okay, what is it? So data store decision, whenever it is true, it means that authentication success. Then we have to set the persistent cookies. Set persistent cookie. So true, drag to persistent cookie. So here persistent cookie have a property the same way we have a persistent cookie decision, that those things should be equivalent to should be equal. Okay. So now we have to disable is cookie secure cookies, and so the sign in key we have to use this one, copy and paste it here, and the same persistent cookie name also same. So click on the temporarily like saving. After setting persistent cookie, then you have to redirect to success page. So the success page is like this. Now drag success page, and here our data store having one more outcome, false. It means that authentication is failed. If authentication failed, you have to redirect to failure node. So drag false to failure. Okay, click on auto layout. It looks like this. Okay, then click on save. Okay, now we will try to access this one. Okay, so take this persistent node test tree name. We have to use this tree name to access the our application. Okay, now yeah, open. I'm opening another browser, that is a Google Chrome. So here we have to access OpenAM XUI realm service equal to our created node tree name. This is the tree name. Enter it. So now we don't have any. You can press F12 here. You can see whether that JWT session JWT the token is exist or not. Okay. So here no, there is no JWT session JWT. Okay. So enter username, demo or password. So now authentication is successful. Now the persistent cookie generated. You can press F12. Here you can see, click on network. Yeah, you can see session JWT. This is authentication. After authentication, this is the default cookie will be generated, and session JWT, this is the extra token we have given after authentication successful. Okay, now now log out this not log out. So take this URL. Okay, take this URL, copy this URL and close this browser. Again open this browser. Okay, enter it here. Then it's automatically redirecting to success page. It's like a home page, profile page, not asking any username and password again. So once suppose you click log out, then the session will be destroyed, the cookie will be destroyed. Then we have to again ask username and password. Sorry. Admin 1234 password. Yeah, so now take it again, open the new browser again. So paste it, enter it. So it's automatically login into the home page, not asking any credential. This is the persistent cookie. Okay. Yeah, thank you for watching this video. Please give comments and subscribe to Narayana tutorial channel to get latest updates on ForgeRock Stack. Thank you. Hi friends, in this video I will show you how to configure persistent cookie with one-time password node. In the previous videos, I have explained how to configure persistent cookie with the data store decision node. So I have given video links in the description. Please go through it. Okay. So in my system already OpenAIM is installed in my system. So if not installed OpenAIM in your system, I have given OpenAIM installation video links in the description. Please go through that and install in your system. So this is the OpenAIM installation Tomcat server. Here we have to start with catalina.bat. So already I have executed. So is the OpenAIM already started in my system. So now go to access OpenAIM. This is the my OpenAIM application URL. So enter AIM admin username and password. Yeah, now I'm going to configuring in the employee realm. Okay. So in the employee realm, go to authentication trees. So here click on create tree. So you can give any tree name, persistent OTP node test. Yeah, click on create. So by default, start and failure nodes came. Now how to configure persistent cookie. Okay. Now first of all, take the persistent cookie decision. Persistent cookie decision. So drag start to persistent cookie decision. Okay. So here you can see right side we have a properties of this persistent cookie decision like a idle timeout, enable a post client, use secure cookie. So use secure cookie I'm going to disabling because of my application not configured with SSL certificate. Okay. Now click on here. So you can disable use secure cookie. Okay. And here HMAC sign in key we want. So what is the HMAC sign in key? So we want a key that should be signed with HMAC algorithm. Okay. I will show you that how to get the key later. Okay. So this is my persistent cookie name session JWT. Okay. So now next what you want? So suppose persistent cookie not exist in the browser, then what we have to do? We have to ask the customer to enter the username. So we have to take the username collected. So drag false to username. If persistent cookie already existing, then we have to redirect to success node. Redirecting to success node. Okay. Now username. So after asking username, what you have to ask? Password. So you have to ask password. Okay. After asking password, what you have to take? Data store decision. So it will do authentication. It will do validating username and password. Okay. After data store decision, we can ask OTP. HOTP generated. Okay. So if authentication successful, it means that true in the data store decision. So if the authentication failed means that is a false node. So you have two outcomes here. So you can drag true to HOTP generator. So it means after authentication successful, then we are going to asking OTP. It means that multi-factor authentication. Okay. Then false. So if it is a false, what you have to do? You can redirect it to failure. Okay. Now HOTP generated. It means that OTP right now generated with a length of 8 digits. After OTP generation, what you have to do? We have to validate the OTP. So that is a no. We are generating OTP. Then we have to send that OTP to email. So we have to use OTP email sender. Okay. This is the OTP email sender. So here you can see right side we have to configure SMTP server details. So where we will get the SMTP server details? In the organization, if you have SMTP details, you can configure. Else we have one of the best fake SMTP server, so we can use for the development purpose. That is the mailtrap.io. If you don't have account in this website, you can sign up by login Google account. Okay, so now already I have logged into mailtrap.io. If not, if don't have account, you can do that one. So you can go to here, click on username. It will be redirecting to inbox. Click on the demo inbox. Here you have SMTP server details. So what is the host? This is smtp.mailtrap.io. So enter the host name. So what is the port here? The port we have a multiple ports we have, so you can use the 465. 465. What is that? Mail server authentication username. So what is the username? This is the random generated username. Next, what is the password? So we can copy the password from here and paste it here. Yeah, now we have it, username and password. Email from address. So like info, you can give any from address. Okay, like I am giving info@example.com. Okay, and what is the email attribute? This is the mail, that is the mail. So that is the attribute of OpenDJ. Now we can use here no start TLS. Okay, and so that is the thing. So can click on save. Still not completed. We have a next some more steps. So now we are sending OTP to email. After that, we have to collect the OTP to validate. So this is the OTP collector decision. Okay, so we can drag and drop down. So we have to drag and drop down here like a, so OTP email sender to OTP collector. So what it is doing, it is validating the OTP. After validating the OTP, what you have to do, we have to set the persistent cookie. Set persistent cookie. Set persistent cookie. Okay. So if it is a valid OTP, then set the persistent cookie. Okay. Set persistent cookie. What it is doing? It will set the persistent cookie in the browser. Okay. So we have to here disable user secure cookie because we are not using HTTPS. And here we have to enter the same HMAC signing key which was entered here in the persistent cookie decision. So still we didn't get, I will tell you where we have to get the persistent cookie HMAC unique ID signing key. Okay. After the after setting persistent cookie, what we have to do? We have to give the success forward redirect to success node. Okay, like success node, this one already. Okay, now we have a one node here, one outcome is available, that is a false. So if OTP is wrong, then what we have to do, so you can ask like retry the OTP, you can re-enter the OTP like a retry limited decision. Okay, suppose wrong OTP entered, you can ask retry limit decision, like a 3 times you can enter the OTP. If you enter more than 3 times wrong OTP, then the OTP will be expired or it will be account will be invalid for that flow. Okay, now retry. So where you have to go to retry, you have to again go to the OTP collector decision. Okay. Reject. So rejecting in the sense we have to redirect it to failure. Okay. So click on save. Just click on auto layout. It is like a, it is auto layout of the all nodes. Start persistent cookie decision. If it is false, then it will ask username collector and password collector and data store decision. And then pass data store decision. If it is successful authentication, then it will ask the OTP generator and OTP sent to email. OTP, then collecting to validate that OTP. Once that OTP is valid, then it will go to set persistent cookie. If it is a false, then we are retrying the same one more time. Like you have a configure 3 retry limit. If it is successful, then okay. If it is enter 3 times wrong password, wrong OTP, then it will be going to failure page. Okay. Now we have to get the persistent cookie HMAC sign-in key. How to get it? Okay, I will tell you how to get it. Yeah. So there is we have multiple online websites to get the base64 encode hash encode as encoded data. So this is the one of the best website I am using regularly. So you can type it this one. I will mention this URL in the description. You can take it out. So I'm going to giving any one of the key like admin 123 4. So here you have to select the SH256. Okay, now type admin 123 4. So this is the SH256 HMAC sign-in key. So take this one and paste it here. Okay, and click on save. The same key again we have to give in the set persistent cookie. Again click on save. So now everything is configuration done. Everything configuration done. Okay, now how to access this node? Okay, so now open any new browser, like I'm opening Google Chrome here. Now open AM XUI XUI employee realm service. What is the service name? We have a persistent OTP node test. Yeah, see, first it is asking, it means that there is no persistent cookie currently. Okay, so now it is asking username collector. So enter the username. I have entered demo is one of the user exist. Then asking password. After password, it is generating a OTP and sending to email. Okay, go to our inbox here, mailtrap.io. So here you can see OpenAM one-time password you have received. Okay, this is my one-time password. Copy this one-time password. So here you can type it. Okay, but if you type any wrong password, wrong OTP here, again it will ask. So like one-time password, like 2 times, 3 times it will ask. Okay. Now I am entering the correct OTP. Click on login. So now we are able to successfully log in into the system. Now take this URL and close this browser and again open this browser. So it will not ask username and password because of in the browser, in the hard disk, the already persistent cookie stored in the system. So it will check that the cookies exist or not. If it is existing directly, it will log in into the application without asking any credential. See, now it is not asking any credentials. So even it is not asking OTP. Okay, so this is one of the best option to avoid the multiple times sending the OTP. You can save the cost also. Okay, so now if you click on logout, it means that now persistent cookie also deleted. Now again you will ask the starting username and password. Okay, so this is the persistent cookie with one-time password node. Okay, thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and give comments to get more latest videos from Narayana tutorial channel. Thank you. Hi friends, in this video I'm going to showing how to configure LDAP decision node in OpenAM. So before going to start LDAP configuration, we need to know what are the prerequisites configuration. So what are the prerequisites? So that is OpenAM to be installed in the system and LDAP server to be installed in the system. So these two softwares to be installed in the system. Okay, if not installed, you can install OpenAM and LDAP server. I have given video links in the description. Please go through that. Okay. So any LDAP server, in the sense like you can use any Microsoft Active Directory or any LDAP directory. But here I am going to using Apache LDAP directory because it is a open source. We can use. Yeah. So here already I have installed Apache LDAP directory in my system. So I have given LDAP directory installation in the description. So please go through the videos and you can install in your system. If not installed in your system. Okay. Now we need configuration details. Okay. The host name is localhost :10389 is the LDAP host name, and base DN DC equal to example comma DC equal to comma bind user DN UID, that is the username of the LDAP directory, and the password, that is a secret. Attribute used to read to user profile, that is a UID, and user search filter is object class equal to inet org person. Okay, so these are the information required to configure LDAP decision node. Okay. Now go to OpenAM application. So this is the OpenAM application here. So sorry. Okay, enter username and password of admin user. Yeah. So here we have two realms, top level realm and employee realm. So I'm doing this configuration in the employee realm. So select employee realm and go to authentication and then trees. So click on create tree. So you can give any a name in the tree name LDAP. So I'm giving like Apache LDAP decision LDAP node test. So click on create. So by default, start and failure nodes available in the on the screen. So we want success node. So before that, first of all, you can search here LDAP decision node. Okay. So for LDAP decision node, first before the LDAP decision, we need a username and password, correct? So we have to select username collector and password collector. So drag from start to username and username to password and password to LDAP decision. So LDAP decision having five outcomes: true, false, log, cancel, expired. Okay. So you can if it is a LDAP authentication successful for that user, then you have to redirect you through to success. Then you can put it all are into failure. Log is failure, cancel failure, and expired failure. Okay. So now select LDAP decision. Here you can see right side we have a configuration details. So we need to give our LDAP server configuration details. Okay. So I told you in my system already LDAP Apache IDS server installed. This is the LDAP server users existing in that server. Okay. So yeah, what is the primary LDAP server? My primary LDAP server host name is localhost 10389. So create this one. And second LDAP server, no, nothing to write, nothing to configure here. And DN to start user search. So what is the base DN? DC equal to example, comma DC equal to com, and bind user DN. So that is the UID equal to admin, comma OU equal to system, and password, that is a secret. and attribute used to retrieve user profile, that is a UID. So this information I have already given here, correct? These are the information I am filling there. Okay. Now user search filter is object class inet org person. Okay. Object object class equal to inet org person. So we can verify that one. Object class equal to inet org person. Attributes used to search for user to be authenticated. This is the UID. Here we have to give search filter. That is the object class equal to inet org person. Okay. Then give all the defaults as it is. No need to do any changes here. Okay. So you can put it like trust all server certifications and heartbeats and all. These are the not much required to do authentication. Okay. So keep it as a default values. Yeah. Now click on save. Okay. So you can auto layout. So first it will ask username and then password and then LDAP decision and then success or failure. Okay. Now close this one. So click on new private window. Now we are going to accessing that tree. Okay. AAM XUI realm equal to employee and then service equal to Apache DS. I think I can take the name Apache LDAP no test. Enter. Yeah, now it is asking. So you can enter the username of user. Narayanaswamy.ragi is the username and enter the password. It's a login failure. Just a second. Yeah. So password the authentication failed because so here we have given some wrong thing. So we have to remove the S. inet org person. Okay. This was a mistake we have done. So we have configured properly right now. We have saved it. Now go to this again, employee Apache LDAP no test. Enter now, Narayanaswamy dot Raghu and admin 234. See now we are able to log in. Okay. So first of all, we need to know what are the LDAP configuration details. So we need to configure LDAP configuration details here. So we have to give properly without any spelling mistakes and all. Okay. So then only we can do authentication successfully. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for watching the video. Please share comments and subscribe to get latest updates from Narayana Tutorial channel. Thank you.